How's it going, everyone? We're gonna get started here soon. I did not mean to put everyone in a waiting room before they joined, so that's on me, but I'm just gonna admit everyone, so there's no problem. All right, today we're gonna talk about increasing your reselling profit margin. Hopefully you can see my screen of this Google slide. There you go, hopefully that's working. If someone could talk in the chat and see or tell me if they're seeing the screen of
I'm seeing
increasing reselling profit margin by Jackson B. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So I'm just going to continuously admit these people from the waiting room, and let's get started. So increasing, let's check if this is recording. Yes, it is. Increasing your reselling profit margin. Today we're going to be talking specifically about sneakers. Over the past however long I've been dealing with sneakers, and just recently I've been finding more and more ways to increase that profit margin, and that's really the key way to do less but earn more. So the basics of reselling, right? The basics are you have to find shoes to buy. How do you do that? There's 3 types to look for, hype, and that's where you enter raffles, enter for releases at your local store. These shoes have been recently released and are going for above retail, usually quite a bit above retail, as demand is strong and supply is limited. So hype shoes is what a lot of people do, but I do all of this. So I do bricks as well, shoes that go for more but not by much. These are the shoes you're going to see sitting on your local mall's shelves. And these shoes are limited. There's a certain amount made, but it like trickles, just like the releases. Like some releases, they release, and then a couple weeks later they re-release because there's little left pairs, but it's not as big as the first release. Same with bricks, it's gradual, but then it stops. And then discount shoes, these shoes are on sale, and if I see some going for 89 or like 90 bucks online, and I'm buying it for $29.99, of course I'm going to buy that. That's not flashy like hype or bricks, but it's profitable. That's all that matters in this game. So first way to increase profit margin, we're going to be talking about stadium goods. So stadium goods does have a bad rep. A lot of people have used their service and found them to be kind of problem making or scummy maybe, but I have not had that problem. I've sold I think I haven't sold much, honestly. I just started sending in 2021, and I just sent I sent 9 more pairs last week. But with the platform, I've had nothing but good things to say, nothing bad to talk about. They're unlike StockX or GOAT though. So when you list on StockX or GOAT and you sell the shoes, you ship them to the warehouse ships them or authenticates them, ships them to the buyer. With stadium goods, it's different. You have to send in the sneakers first before they even sell. And they'll take care of the shipping and handling and the payment, obviously. But they take a strong, heavy cut. Look at that, 20%. StockX and GOAT, they take like 12 to 13%. Stadium goods takes a whole 1/5 of your sneaker as a cut, as their fee. And it may seem steep, but only if you haven't seen the prices on their platform. If stadium goods was just like every other place with the same price, there'd be no advantage to use them. But here's the difference. Look at this, ready? Here's the price comparison. So stadium goods, this is StockX, this is stadium goods, okay? Size 12, I could buy a size 12 for $360. on Stadium Goods. Same shoe. This is a Jordan 9 dark charcoal University Gold that released a couple months ago. I could buy that size 12 for $278 on StockX or $360 on Stadium Goods. So you'd see this. There's a almost there's a $90 difference between Stadium Goods and StockX, both reselling platforms. Why do people buy on Stadium Goods? Well, Stadium Goods has in-person locations. So you walk into a store, in Chicago, New York, and you see this on the wall, and it's a whole different experience in store than online. And a lot of people trust Stadium Goods more than StockX, so they pay that increase because they can, just it's more trustworthy in their eyes. So if we take 360 times 0.8, we get that. What about overseas for Stadium Goods? True, they do have overseas sales, and that helps a lot as well. Like Chinese has a big sneaker market, and that's where Stadium Goods sends other sneakers as well. And Stadium Goods also sells on Amazon, if you did not know that. So they are a lot bigger than you think. Let's just say that. But we take that 20% cut, we get $288. We take that 12% cut with StockX, we get $244. So we're making $44 more by selling on a different platform. So that's a big deal. You're making 18% more. You're buying this for $190, you're making $50, right? So your profit margin is like 25%. Add 18 to that, and it's a whole different story. But that's just one example. Here's the other example I have, and it's same size. It's the same type of thing. It's a release that happened a couple months ago in a big size, and these go for a ton on Stadium Goods. Like right now, I'm buying Carmine's, Jordan 6 Carmine, locally in big sizes, 11 to 13 to hold them. And, in a couple months or so, I'm going to send them to Stadium Goods and try to get upwards of $350 for them. And I think that's a fair game plan. Carmine's are an iconic shoe. Jordan 9s are in demand, that's for sure. 13s are not lacking in demand. And I feel like Carmine's aren't going to die, so. But here we have the Stadium Goods price is $409, StockX price is $308, so $100 difference, and we're making 21% more after fees selling on Stadium Goods rather than StockX. But you have to think about this, right? If I'm making $5 more on Stadium Goods than StockX, then it's not worth it. That's not worth it at all. StockX is faster, and you ship it as soon as you sell it, so it's safer in the sense that your inventory won't get lost. But this, if I were to go through this, it would take a month to get sold, and this would take a couple days. So you have to measure. In this case, I'd look at this and be like, all right, I'm selling Stadium Goods, of course. Making an extra $57. Yeah, I'll do that. But in other cases, I'm like, I'll just sell on StockX, if at all. So here's the trade-off, right? There's a trade-off for everything. Here's the trade-off with Stadium Goods and StockX. A sale can be completed within 2 weeks max on StockX, from sold to shipped to authenticated to paid. That's all you have to worry about. You have to list it on StockX, you have to sell it, you have to print out the label, you have to package it, you have to ship it, and then wait until it's authenticated and you get paid. And in this case, it took 5 days. Are you kidding me? It took 5 days, which is insane of how fast that is. So I sold these Jordan 5 Raging Bulls for size 13 for like 300 something on release day. And 5 days later, I got sent my authentication payout. Now I do have early payment for StockX. It's just not something I use a ton, so I don't think it's very much worth it. And it's 5 days. Are you kidding me? That's insane how fast that is. During the pandemic, though, or I guess after that not after, but like after the initial scariness of everything, like in April and May, things were so backlogged at StockX, it probably took a month for some of my stuff to get authenticated, a whole month. But now they're back on it. As you can see, 5 days is nothing. With Staten Goods, though, it takes a lot longer. So this is a real life example. I sent some mids into Staten Goods. It was delivered on the 21st. I sent them, when did I send them? I guess I sent them on the 11th. It took 10 days to get there and into their system, the 21st. Then it sold on the 4th of February. And then I was paid on the 12th. So it took 22 days in Staten Goods example, probably more like a month after shipping it. And instead of 5. So you have to calculate that. Is it worth it to wait longer, wait a month or 5 days? In a lot of cases, like we saw, this is worth it, of course. This is worth it, but in some cases, you're making an extra 40 cents or something. That's just focus elsewhere, man. So my most prevalent way of making money in the sneaker game is eBay. Now, eBay is great, but it has its problems as well. But it's the only, 85, 90% of what I do in my business. So I promote all my listings, 5%, which is a ton. So that means if I sell $100 shoes, promote 5%, I'm down $5 every single time. Yeah, I raised the price of my sneakers more than that, so I can make more money before promoting it at all. Even after I raise the price, the shoes still sell faster because they're promoted. So let's say same pair of shoes, I'll raise it to 107. So I promote 5%. Even after that 5% promotion fee, I'm still above $100, right? And it still sells faster because it's promoted. That's a win-win in my scenario. And that's how you should do the exact same thing. So when comparing to StockX, the StockX price of mine, I am more expensive every single time. But I prefer to remain that way. Obviously, the more profit for me, the better. But doing this also gives me the ability to better accommodate my buyers. If they're asking, can I cancel this, or does this come with this or that, or could I change the size? I could do that because I have more time. Less sales, higher profit, you have more time. I'm fine with few sales if I get the same profit as someone with more sales than me. Sales don't matter, man. Profit matters. I'm focused on profit, and I'll show you my eBay sales at the end of this. But that's my eBay strategy. I always price high. Now let's see. Here's a real life example. I'm sorry, 1 second. So on eBay, I sold this size 4. I sold the size 4 chili mid for $139.97 in a multiple size listing, right? So I have a whole bunch of sizes, as you can see right here. Nike Air 1, Jordan 1, mid, chili red, white, black, men's and grade school sizes. So I had men's and grade school sizes in the same listing. That helps boost the price because you have more accessibility and people see that and they will gladly pay more. So eBay is more of a pain. That's the thing. Instead of listing and waiting for a sale, you have to take pictures, you have to format, you have to get a good title, you have to get a good description, you have to provide customer service, all that for what? In this case, I should be paid more. I'm trying to compensate. I should be getting paid more because I'm doing more work. So I do. I mean, that's what I do, right? I charge above market, way above market. I'm getting 140 for a pair. Someone's buying for 107. I promoted 5%, so that's right here. This is my eBay payment tab. That's a $7 fee. That's fine, Paid $10 for shipping, and after it's all said and done, I ended up with 123. which is $16 still over ask, right? And even after, if I sold this same pair on StockX, I thought, yeah, I would make $95. So I'm making 30% more than the same person selling on StockX when I'm not doing that much work, because I create this one listing for, all 15 pairs of chili mids that I have. And I promote, so it sells faster, and I up my price. So the promote doesn't really affect me, the promotion fee. It's very simple. Maybe it's not simple, but it's easy. It may not be simple, but it's easy, and it's possible that you could do this as well. And I'm going to be talking more about these chili mids later, actually. Let's continue on. Locally, another real life example. But you may have a local demand for sneakers. You may know people in the sneaker game locally. Use this to your advantage and always try to not sell releases on StockX or GOAT. I repeat, do not sell releases on StockX or GOAT. Actually, sometimes StockX or GOAT, they cut the fees in half. It's only like $30 instead of 60. In that case, consider it. But in other cases, in most cases, don't consider that at all, man. These platforms take $50 per sneaker. Like in this case, it's it was $50, or it was $40 when I was selling them. When that could instead be going in your pocket, right? So the more you pocket, the better. So I won these Jordan 4s. I had to drive a little bit. I won a raffle. So I picked them up, size 11.5. I always go for this size because not many people are size 11.5. And the price is always better. Price is always more. For the UNC ones, I was getting $450 after fees for my size 11.5 when other people were getting $400. I'm making an extra $50 more just by pressing a different size. But yeah, I sold this for $360 yesterday. As you can see, the price went down quite a bit. At the time was $364, or I'm sorry, I sold these for $360. At the time I sold them, ask was $364. So this number, $349, would be $364. Ask payout was $320, right? So let's, oh crap. Didn't mean to do that. Here we go. All right. So let's check StockX, right? So let's go University for blue, retro University blue, size 11.5. So now people are even accepting bids. You can see the recent sale was a bid. How much I sold? Ask 364, ask was 320. So, if I want to sell for 347 right now, I'm not getting 347. No. StockX is taking a big portion of that. I sell for 347. I get the seller gets 308, right? So in this case, they're charging $39 to use their platform. And when this, I can't really change it now because I guess I can, right? As payout was 320, 324. And I was like, I could get definitely more than that. Are you kidding me? And so I sold them for 360. And the buyer was happy. That's the thing people don't understand. The buyer was happy to pay that price because they're saving money. In this case, they are saving money. So if I go review purchase, right, I'm gonna buy these. Even at 347, not even 364, 347, I'm paying $400 because, and I'm in Illinois, and Illinois sales tax is the worst. Online, it's only like 6.2%, but in person, it's 9%. That hurts my business a lot because it's every single shoe I buy, I pay 9% more. That's tough, but it's part of it. Anyways, I pay a hefty tax. I pay a $10 processing fee, and I pay $14 shipping. The buyer that I sold to was happy to pay $360 because after all the fees, they'd pay $400. They're saving, $40 and I'm making 50 more. So it's a win-win scenario. In this case, locally, it's a win-win scenario. So both him and I were happy to do that transaction. Now, consignment, right? We talked about same goods. That's consignment. But consigning sneakers with your local store may be better for you, may be the best option for getting the most money out of your sneakers. Compared to same goods, you will likely save a couple of weeks. Like I showed, it took a whole month for me to send to get paid. It took me a whole month. And that scenario that was a good thing, right? Because I make less on StockX. So I'd gladly do that again. I did do that again. I sent more pairs in. But when you work with your local store, you're probably gonna have more trust, and you will save time as well as potentially money, right? Because prices may be better at your local store in the same goods. Plus, making a personal connection with the owners will be good for your business. If you bring your local store 50 pairs a month, they will happily lower the commission they cut in order for you to bring in more pairs. If you're like, yeah, there's other competing store, I don't know if I could continue working with you guys, or I need to be shown a token of appreciation for what I did here. You're providing them a service and they're providing you a service as well. You could potentially get your fee down. That's a possibility. And, these people could be friends, right? That cannot happen with stores like Same Goods or Flight Club. They're too popularized and colonized. Flight Club's a different story. Flight Club partnered with GOAT. So every single price you see on Flight Club is the same as it is on GOAT. And GOAT's prices aren't that high compared to Same Goods. So you're losing money if you sell on Flight Club compared to Same Goods. So keep that in mind. So if you have local stores, call them, see what they charge, as well as how their inventory and price systems work. Can you figure out the price? Do they have a set price for you? How long can they store your sneakers before you get a fee? Stuff like that. Compare the pros and cons, but you will most likely be better off locally. I have one store, I probably have 3 stores within a 200-mile radius of me. And those are in Chicago. So I'd have to drive all the way up there. And I haven't yet, but I might. Same Goods, there's a store in Chicago, so why don't I just send there and not drive and ship instead? But if you don't live in a populated area and don't have the advantage of having a local sneaker consignment shop, don't fret, right? It's not a big deal. I don't have that. I don't have that advantage, but you can still succeed without one. So this is a little in-depth look into my business. No one's seen this before. So I started in August. I didn't start in August. I started before that, but this is when I got serious. I got serious in August 1st. So I spent, almost $8,000 that month. And I thought that was huge, right? Like one day I spent $1,000 and I was like, holy cow, like that's a lot of money. But, over time you can see it's not. So out of that month, I only sold $2,370 worth of sneakers, right? That was only 19 pairs. So out of those sneakers, I sold specifically only, right? This is my problem. Starting out, I only sold on StockX and GOAT. I didn't know people sold shoes on eBay, nor Same Goods, nor locally. It was only StockX and GOAT because that's what I was told, right? You gotta find things out for yourself, and I did not do that. So I only sold in StockX and GOAT. That's why the margin is so bad at 13%, because StockX, took 12% at the time. So it was a rough combination for sure. And I sold codes, right? Like sometimes people get Foot Locker codes, or I get stuff when I order from those sites like I used to order from Foot Action and they'd give me a 25% code every single time. That was good. So I'd sell that for like 10 bucks or something, or 5 or whatever. And then the app Raise, you get discounted gift cards. So I did do that. And I have yet to start that back up, which I should. But after all said and done, right, my combined gross profit from sneakers, from codes, from Raise, the platform Raise, I made 400 bucks. But that's not net, right? That's gross. That's before expenses. Expenses were a hefty 350. And that's boxes. And, at the time I was buying few boxes for a lot of money because I wasn't getting bulk, because I was just getting started, right? Now I order 25 packs for like 20 bucks, which I haven't used because I've been using USPS boxes for eBay, which are free. You could ask me in the chat and I could talk more about that. But anyways, first month I make 54 bucks profit, right? That's terrible. That was terrible, but it's the start of becoming a beginner, the start of starting. So 19 sales first month. But I had high hopes, right? 400 bucks just out of nowhere. I bet I could do it again. So I did. In September, I upped my buying game a little bit. My sales tripled because I sold some stuff from August and September instead of just August. My sneaker profit tripled as well, so that's good to see. My margin increased by 4%. I made some more money with codes, a little like 10 bucks with Raise, and I made 1,200 that month. After expenses, 930. So my sales in dollars, my profit, and my sales in numbers, not dollars, like an actual count of sales, tripled. So that was a good month. I was like, maybe I'm starting to, get this thing. October rolled around, increased my buying, increased my selling, increased my profit. My margin fell, but I still made more than $1,000 that month, and which isn't too good, right? Like I spent 200 bucks or 150 less as expenses, and I still only made 200 bucks more when I should be making. That's just because my margin fell a little bit, but I did make, 50% more sales, which is weird. Then November rolled around, doubled my buying, increased my sales by $10,000. My profit more than doubled. My margin stayed the same. And at the end of the day, I doubled my profit. Why? Can anyone tell me why? It's because of Black Friday. Black Friday helped me out a ton. Black Friday, I was staying up till 3 in the morning for a week packing shoes due to lack of time, bad time management, but still. Double my profit, double my buying, because there's more sales for me as a buyer too. And my sales more than doubled. And my number of sales more doubled as well. So it was a great month. But then December, December would be the holy grail. I feel like Black Friday and Christmas time is kind of the same thing in terms of buying, in terms of commerce. And I was on a vacation for a little bit in December, but I'd spent $1,000 a day in December, which seemed insane to me, but now it's normal. My sales were 23 grand, up by 5. My profit up by almost exactly 1,000. My margin stayed the same. Profit increased by 800 bucks. So I'd say it's pretty good. And then I had all this inventory. How much did I sell? Let's calculate this. Ready? So 30. Let's just count that. 20. So I had 56 grand in sales when I spent 30, 50, 60, when I spent 75. So I had 25 right? I do that math right? I think so. You know, $20,000 in excess inventory. So I try to slow it down a little bit in January and February because those are slower months, right? You got Christmas time, you got Black Friday, then you got what? Late winter, you know, there's nothing. So I slowed down my buying. My sales kind of stayed the same, but my profit went up because my margin went up, right? In January, it stayed the same. I made, you know, a couple hundred less in December because it wasn't any holiday. But in February, my margin went up 3%, right? And 3% is not a ton at all. But when you're doing $17,000 in sales, you know, that's a hefty figure. So that was nice. Then I realized maybe I don't need holidays to succeed, right? So my sales stayed relatively the same. Then in March was also insane. Think of Black Friday and Christmas all over again. Why? Because of the stimulus checks, right? Everyone was getting $1,200 deposited that you didn't have to work for. And what do you do when you get money you don't work for? You spend it. You spend it carelessly. You don't invest that money. You should, but you don't. In March, you know, my sales were great. My buying was great. My profit was insane, up by 50%. My margin was insane, up by 4%. And I made $4,500 that month. Insane. My sales 30 more or 6 more than I did in Christmas, during Christmas. So I was extremely happy what I did in March. March was insane, but I felt like it would be the peak. Maybe it is. I don't know. I doubt it. That's just beginning. I feel like there could be another stimulus soon. I felt like that was a rumor, but I guess not. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. But when there is, you know, I'll be ready. Like I have the inventory. My buying has not, I guess it has slowed down here, but it's kind of been consistent, 5 figures. So my sales, now let's talk about April, right? April was a great month. April was a great month. But right here, you know, I made 900 less. Doesn't sound so great. I sold 7,000 less. Doesn't sound so great. But let's look. Ready? I bought spent $1,000 a day. I sold 13,000, which is, that's the lowest I've been since October. But my profit was a strong 3,000, which is still, you know, tied second place. And my margin was 25%, which is insane. Every $100 pair of shoes I sold, every $100 pair of shoes I bought, I sold for $125 after fees, which is crazy. Zero profit in code, 0% with raise. I made $3,600, spent $100 on this group that I'm no longer in, ended with $3,500, and I sold 60 pairs less. But Jackson, you know, you sold 60 pairs less and he sold $7,000 less, but he still made 25% margin and he still made $3,500. Very simple, right? I've switched to the mindset of playing the long game. The long game being I could hold certain items, not hold, but set a high price and wait, right? I could set a high price and wait. I'm not anxious for the next sale. I do not care when the next sale happens. All I know is it will happen and it will happen at the price I set, which is a high price. So I've lost the mentality of get that dollar as soon as you can. My mentality is now make that dollar as much as you can. Okay. So my margin for April is 25%, which is insane, most I've ever done. And I've done the fewest sales since October. Can we get a copy of your Excel template? Honestly, are you just asking about this? While I'm talking about this, let's address some comments, right? Yeah, we talked about that. Tax and is crazy. I've been looking at homes out there. It's insane. You're looking at homes in Illinois. I'm looking at homes out of Illinois. Let's just say that. Try Urban Necessities. I think they only charge 10%. I have heard about Urban Necessities. I will give that a look. And SneakerCon. I've heard good things about SneakerCon. I haven't tried them yet, but thank you. I will look into both of those. I have heard good things about SneakerCon actually. Okay, they have good prices. Create copy. So if you want to copy, it's just the basic stuff like this. I guess I don't have it up, but it's just yeah, this is pretty basic. If you want, I could send it though. But anyways, this is it, right? Combine these sales. Let's see. Combine these sales. I'm pulling out my calculator. 77 plus 82 plus 10.6 plus 24 plus 31.5 plus 14.5 plus 13.6 plus 24.6 plus 31.5. All right. I'm seeing $162,000 in sales. Oh, I'm sorry, in buys. That's how much I've spent. If you want to get into this game, I recommend using a credit card. Okay. All this is debit. You know, I never had credit. I just recently got a credit card, but the limit's only $1,000 a day, or I'm sorry, a month. That's the credit line, and that's not even a ton. You know, that's 8 pairs. But $162,000 I've spent since August. Even at 1%, you made $1,600 extra in profit if you get 1% cash back. Usually it's 2, right? So you're making 3,200 already when you're making all this. 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 300. All right. So create copy of your Excel. Yes. So this is being recorded if that's what you're asking. If you want my template, I could still send that, but I have not shared it. So when you say I missed beginning, I never shared it yet, but I can. But anyways, this is combined, right? This is, you know, eBay, locally, Steam Goods, StockX, Goat. And I still have a lot of good inventory. That's the thing. That's what's crazy is I still have great inventory. There's always a time when you know you have bad or good inventory. Right now, I have definitely good inventory. Not lacking on that aspect. Now let's look at eBay. Are you kidding me? Did I not post it? Oh, I guess not. So here's the eBay sales past 30 days, right? You can see since compared to the last 31 days, the other 31 days before that, I'm down 24%. I am not fretting though. That's because of the stimulus, right? And my listings, let's check my eBay, right? So here's it live. Okay. I went from sales in the past 31 days, it's only 16,000. That's very little. Because my listings are only 20 instead of 50. Let's check my listings. Right now I'm doing more variational listings, right? This is a big seller. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen I've sold a ton of these. Mostly men's though, honestly. Grade school isn't selling too well, so I lowered the price. It used to be 119, but now it's 109. But what I do is I put all the sizes I get. I got all these from in store from Champs and Finish Line. So I put all these up, and I'd get 2-3 sales a day. And that's kind of died down. I bought these from ASOS. I still have a whole bunch of pairs left. Even if it only shows 1 of each, I have like 2 or 3, I think. These I think are gonna be a big hit. I'm more sizing than this, but they have been selling slowly, which is not concerning. Obviously, I'm not concerned because these mids aren't going to go down in value, right? If they don't sell, at least I have a store, I have an asset, right? These shoes are an asset. They're not gonna go down. Another shoes that I bought, right? So we talked about the chili mids. These chili mids are gonna be something else. I'm telling you right now. So I bought 56, I think, pairs of chili mids in grade school sizing. So maybe ended, and I sold my last one, and I'm mad because they all sold so fast. Sold 8 pairs. I had some men's, 8, 9, 10, some grade school. But you can see the lowest price is $139. That's the size 4. And we check here. So I bought 56 pairs of these. I'm gonna sit on them for a while, and then I'm gonna list them once I have men's pairs as well. Because if I get that giant variational listing, nothing will stand in my way, basically. I'm doing the same thing with these yellow mids. But anyways, here's the chili mid. Prices have gone up in a little recently. Like yesterday, it was 130 for 8.5. Now it's 147. But you can see how much sales there's been. 6,000. Let's check these. 2,000, right? So they've been around for most of the same amount of time. So these chili mids are gonna be something else. I'm telling you. Once supply runs out, these are gonna spike. Probably gonna hit 200 in men's. Yeah, that'll be soon. Grade school will be a little longer because the demand is not there as much, and the supply is a little bigger, and the prices are lower, right? So let's check what I sold my grade school pairs for. Size 5.5. Oh, let's check. Size 10. I sold for 170. Right now, I could buy it for 155. That's what's crazy. These people just don't know about StockX, I guess. Maybe they do, or maybe they don't, but maybe they do, and they just trust eBay more. Sold a size 4 for 140. We saw that it was 107. All these have been pretty high. I do want to raise my price in grade school once I do get them listed. But this is my eBay store, right? So these are my ended listings. I'm trying to focus on variational listings. So every single one that has variations of different sizes, right? Men's and grade school. I sold one of these today. Grade school 4.5, I think. Yeah, 4.5, May 4th. And they're not going for too much on StockX. It's like 140 or 150, but I'm still making more. I'm always making more on eBay than I am on StockX. That's the facts, right? So, it's important to get feedback. So what I do is I go through this every 2 or 3 days and give everyone feedback, and they give me feedback in return. Sometimes you get negative stuff, right? Like this in Spanish, but I try to translate it, and I literally cannot. It does not go into anything. Maybe someone could give me some advice, but I don't know what this means. Just check it here. So I'm pretty sure it's because his shoes that he bought have not been sent to him yet, because they're being authenticated. But I guess he does not know that. Anyways, I could get that removed, I think. But my eBay sales have been down because I've been prioritizing a higher price for my shoes rather than the quick dollar, the fast dollar. I'm going for the slower dollar, the faster $2, right? It's probably a bad way to say it, but that's generally how I'm doing this, right? Like it's $1,000 a day every couple days. Here's something. Let's check my recent sales. So here's the bad part about eBay, right? I cannot ship this. I don't have this in stock. I sold my size 10, forgot to take it down. If I sold for $240, right? And that's a high price when retail's $200, I got them for $160, so it sucks. But I gotta cancel that. But anyways, let's look at these. Vapor Max Plus. I got these on Nike and Champs when they were 160. Got that 20% off. Retail is 200. Size 7, size 7.5 go for more. So I was able to sell size 7 for $250. Insane. Size 7.5. $250. Insane. And these shoes I've sat on for probably 2 weeks, so it's still worth it, right? But let's look back at this. Something I want to touch on. eBay sales kind of been stagnant. A couple days there's nothing, no action. But I'm not afraid of those, right? They're always going to come. I'm never going to be like, all right, reselling's done, My sales or my buys, I'm trying to change up my strategy to do more bulk, right? So I've just bought 50 pairs of mids of the same colorway, same style, right? Grade school chili mids. I feel like if I do that, my business will be more organized than have 20 listings. I could have 5 and still have 200 pairs of shoes in stock. But it's all part of the game of finding the balance of what you want to do. For me, I'd rather do less work and make more money than more work and make the same amount of money, right? If I can make $250, actually let's check. What's the, yeah, $12.50 was my cost, was the ad fee. So $12.50 plus $10 shipping, I'm still making what, $225 when ask is 200 and I'd be making 180. Insane. So there's always ways to make more money. I suggest you find someone locally, a sneaker environment locally before anything, because that's the easiest way to get in the game. That's how I got started locally. Is I posted a picture of some shoes and I said I had all sizes, right? And this chick hit me up. She's like, hey, can I buy these all from you for a discount? Yeah, of course, right? Because I'm selling to the consumer when she's asking me as a distributor. So I'm doing, instead of direct to consumer, I'm doing direct to distributor, direct to the business, and she's selling to the consumer for more. And it's, for me, it's easy sale. For her, she's making a little bit without putting any upfront risk, because she only buys my shoes when they sell for her. So, I could probably maybe I could get 400 for these. Maybe she did, but I'm still making $50 more than ask. That's a whole different game though. I'd rather sell fast locally, just because, especially with this type of shoe with a recent release, right? Like this is gonna continue to go down in price for a little bit. Then it's gonna hit a rock bottom. Then it's gonna stay at that rock bottom. Then it's gonna go up in price. That'll take a couple months. I'd rather not wait around for that. But let's look at some investment opportunities. Jordan for, nope, not that. So this sneaker invest dude, posted a video on Tope Haze. They pronounce it Taupe, but I feel like it is Tope. But anyways, look at these prices. Look how low they are, right? Retail is 150. It doesn't say here, but it's at 5,000 sales. Retail's 150, going for 219. Essentially, you could get them for 200 if you buy them from people. No, probably like 215, 210. 210 would be good, but that's not what he was talking about. He's talking about these in men's and grade school. These kind of gone up in price recently. When these released, I sold 10.5 for like $340, and I thought that was good. But now it's $360, right? So they've already been going up. It's been a month. Went from $312 to $360. 1,000 sales in that size alone, but 12,000. So anyways, 320, 370. He has a bunch of these, and he has a grade school, which is also very cheap. Who knew grade school Jordan 4s would be cheap? As cheap as 200, right? So these are higher than UNC's, which is crazy. These do not look good, as good as the University Blues, in my opinion. But these two shoes could be great investments. I do think so. I'm also invested in these paint drip mids. I don't have any lows, but I got these mids, and I assume price will be 200 before Christmas, easily before Christmas or Black Friday. But they haven't been doing much price action wise. But sales are still crazy, right? From a grade school girl mid, 8,000 sales, when the men's Jordan 4 was 12,000. So, what's some other things on GOAT? There's some things I'm trying to buy off GOAT and put them in storage. Called Crimson Tints. So these mids, but grade school. So I'm buying these and put them in storage, right? So 134 for 6.5. I want the best price. Actually, no, I want to offer. I don't know if I could offer on this. On the phone, it's so much easier. I don't know. I don't know how to buy stuff on. But this looks nice for sure. I have some of these I'm holding on to. That hasn't done much. I still send around retail. But I'm sure these mids are going to do well, right? Like, look at them. You can already tell. So if you find these in store, just hold on to them for a little bit. They'll be 200 in no time, I think. Some other pairs I'm invested in. Oh yeah. I don't know if it'll show up here. Nope. So I have these slides that I bought from Champs with it 25% off sale. Next time it goes on, I'm gonna buy some more. But I've been selling these for 90 bucks on eBay. And I buy them for 43. So after 10% cut, which is tough because it's under 100 bucks, 10% cut after 10 bucks shipping, I'm still making 30+% profit margin. It's just simple and easy. Doesn't take much work. Same with these Camden white. Yep. I've been selling these for 8. So other ones are 90. Selling these for 80. Still making the same thing because they're cheaper than the other ones. And retail and resell. Some other pairs I'm holding on to. Let's check Nike. So if this is still available, then I recommend you get some, especially, see what Raccoon's at, 8%. Oh yeah, these are coming out. There's some other Jordans coming out the 11th, I think. Let's check that. They may just be on phone, I think. All right, so check your phone for Nike on the Nike app. Look at Jordan 1. I'm pretty sure there's some mids dropping the 11th. But anyways, let's look to Air Force One Shadow. Now, this is a different type of hold. This is more of a lack of a better investment, right? Oh, those are cheap. No wonder my sales went down. These went 15th. Okay, 15th highs. Well, that could, let me check. Let me check my phone. But let's look for these. On the 15th, there's some highs. Yeah. On the 15th, there's highs, but I'm talking about the Nike app, not the sneakers app, the legit Nike app. Shadow, I'm pretty sure Shadow 2.0s. Let's look at Jordan 1 on the Nike app. Yeah, there's some nice mids coming out. Maybe not the 11th, but this is the 13th. Anyways, I've been buying these Okay. Nike hates me, man. I buy so much. But I have, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pairs of these in low sizes 6 to 8.5. I try to go from 6 to 7, and I got a whole bunch of 7.5. But this combined with cashback, and we look at previous prices, right? Let's check this on StockX. Once supply runs out, these will be easily higher, right? Look how nice that looks. So before the recent supply, they're going for 160, 170. And then they started to release on Nike again, and now they're going for less. Right now, I can sell my size 6 for 145, which is crazy. I didn't know that, but this is too low for this good looking of a shoe. 110 is retail. The fact that they're selling at 110 doesn't make any sense because you can't use discounts. So they're cutting losses at that point. Why not just return? These people, these resellers, man, you could be so much better off if you sell these on eBay or just hold on to them. 9 to 12 is not the general sizes you want. You want 6 to 7.5. 6 to 7 being prime. I got a whole bunch of 7.5. I got some 6, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. The rest 7.5 and 1.8, 1.8.5. But I'm gonna grab a 9 just to sell these on eBay. Let's check these on eBay because these seem like an eBay type of shoe. I've been selling these on eBay for 130. Get them for 88 after 20% discount. 7.5. No. All right, just look at that, right? 150. I could already get my money back and more. Sold yesterday for 164. What size was this? He sold a woman size 5. Okay, that's, geez, he's selling woman size 8 for 165 when it's legit available on the website. People these days, man. Now let's check sneakers. Check for recent releases. So Derek in the chat is saying still we're selling StockX. That is kind of concerning. That's weird. Let's check what's upcoming, right? We got these today. I passed on, but maybe I shouldn't have because I feel like they're going for a little bit. These tomorrow, the 6th, women's citrus lows. Of course, you gotta grab those, and same with the 7th, the legend blue lows. And on the 8th, Jordan 7 Flints. I haven't honestly seen those around, so let's check. It looks like it's in black and white. All right, so it doesn't seem too much to me at 83 sales, but that could just be because it's a release and it's a Jordan 7. But we'll see when it comes closer to the release date. These are worth going for. These are worth going for. I am assuming these are AJKOs or KOs. I assume, yeah, just KOs. But it's a different type. But it's Chicago, right? Everyone loves that colorway. Probably worth going for. Definitely. These will be amazing. Let's check the other shadows. So we had some mids come out, shadow mids. They did very well, right? We had the patina today. Let's check the 2018 pair. I'm guessing upwards of 5. Okay, no. Oh yeah, upwards of 5. So these are high price, but they're, oh my gosh, man, look at that chart. Insane. They're going for retail when they released in 2018. Now they're going for triple that. So these Shadow 2.0s will be a giant deal. They're gonna have more stock than the originals because Nike knows that there's demand. And yeah, you should definitely go for these. So I guess I am wrong. 26 sales. And it's coming on the 15th. So this means nothing if I showed only 64 sales. So all these going for probably these two, that what else? Of course, this Dunk. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, that's just what's going to happen soon here. Let's look at these KOs. This is a different type of shoe, right? It just looks different. Holy cow. Well, demand seems to be, that's crazy. So yeah, I guess there's demand. Let's look at the 2014 pair. I know it's 2014, that was a long time ago, but oh yeah, all right, never mind. These will do good, right? Even if we saw a price increase within the last year, we know that's gonna be good. All right, well that's gonna be basically it for tonight's video. I hope everyone learned something about how to increase their profit margin when selling sneakers. If you have any questions, message me on Discord. I just typed in the lesson announcements tab, or you could go on the side to providers or down into the flipping section, the flip chat, sneaker chat. I'm there, or on Instagram, right? MoneyBro. Oh, MoneyBro.jb on Instagram. You're welcome, everyone. I hope everyone has a good night. And if you need, some shoes, hit me up. Maybe I got your size. Who knows? But yeah, that'll be it. And I'll see you all later. My IG is moneybro.jb.